Hey, welcome to Talking Hawks.
Suspense.
The biggest and the greatest Hawthorn fan-driven live stream on the planet. How are you, Matt and Chris? Good to see you, boys.
Great, mate. Good to be back. Nice to welcome to you as well, Brad.
Yeah,
welcome back, Brad. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks, fellas. Yeah, thanks for filling in. It was nice of Reese to fill in for me too. Appreciate it, Reese.
The team's just slowly evolving, aren't we? We're just getting some youth in that don't have the grey hair like you and I, Brad. But Red Nut's good over there. He's good.
Well, I heard we're getting the band back together again, so
Yes.
I was very excited. I was going to wear a Blues Brothers hat, but I couldn't find it because I don't have one. So, fellas, we come off a big high the week before. High expectations. We beat the Bombers in round one, Essendon scum, and it was a bit flat this week. Didn't quite happen.
Yeah, it was a bit wanting
against Sydney. Got the rev up, come out off the break, and gave them a touch up, and then we just had this expectation it was going to carry on to this week against Essendon, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty disappointed. Look, I felt there was two main areas that we lost it in. One was in our clearances. Like our midfield was strong, but the part that they really fell down in is the clearances, and then we couldn't kick straight. So our inaccuracy really hurt us on the day, and it was very disappointing. So I felt like we would have won if we'd have kicked straight. So, or if we'd have got more clearances.
Yeah, more scoring shots in the end. So, it definitely cost us to a degree. The other thing that cost us was two men on the opposition, Jake Stringer and Draper in the ruck.
Yeah.
So, Seg has gone from monster game the week before to just, not quite cutting the mustard. So,
yeah. Yeah,
I wonder how Reeves would have gone against a big body in Draper, but they beat us in the air as well, unfortunately. The aerial game was a big part for mine where we lowered the colours this week, but I think we were trying to play that possession game at parts. So, they had 10 bounces to our 1. We were really trying to just hold it up and not necessarily looking to take it on as much as we have in times gone by. So, yeah, good call by Nick there. Hind and... Who's a young fella? Who was the Bombers' young fella with the?
He was good, man. His hands were amazing too.
Yeah.
His ability to take contested mark, it just hurt us at critical times. So, look, welcome to the viewers, and great to have you here. And some of you are faithful, loyal viewers, and we really appreciate you and love you. And thanks for being back. If you're watching us from somewhere exotic like Brett here is, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. It's not as exciting as Frankston or Cranbourne or Langwarrin where we're from, but we love to. It is a global show, fellas. So we want to know where you guys are from. So hit us up. Also, don't forget to tag your mate on here or give them a quick call. Let them know that the Talking Hawks is on and they need to get on here now and start following. So, and if it's your first time here, we'd love to earn your subscription and follow us here live on Facebook or on YouTube. So, Chris, how did you come away from this game, mate? Where did you feel that we sat afterwards?
Oh, look, there were some positives, and we were in the game all the way through almost, even though I think Essendon played better overall, but we were in the lead in the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. Early in the last, we were actually in front. So, it's disappointing to be down in Tassie with the faithful. Actually, how's the crowd?
Oh, my God.
In Tassie was insane.
Bombers crowd in force.
It's the first time the Bombers have played there, I think. So
I think it was the second, but played Fitzroy back in the day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
No, it's once in a blue moon that Essendon never plays there. So it wouldn't surprise me that every single Essendon supporter in Tasmania drove to that game. But still, it was disappointing that they had more than we did.
Yeah,
at our home ground.
And that's our advantage at the ground, isn't it? The crowd getting the boys up and about, and they just sort of took that away from us, really.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, the Segs, I thought he showed a bit in the first quarter. He did die down. First quarter, for mine, Hardwick was flashy and good across the game. Impey showing a bit. CJ, all looking good. Jager and Howe good across the whole game for mine. I think Frosty did his role well. Frosty did his role, and Big Boy was in and out. Some names there just to sort of light up the conversation. What are your thoughts on some of those boys?
Do you think it took too long to move Big Boy into the ruck? Do you think Segs was just I would have liked to see that move gone a bit earlier. What were you going to say, Brad?
Look, I was going to disagree with your comments earlier, Chris. I don't think that the Bombers played better than us. I just think they kicked better than us. They were more accurate. I actually think our gameplay, we dominated slightly. We had more inside 50s, more shots at goal. We just did not capitalize on it. So, look, that was the encouraging part for me. It was the polish that we really lacked when it came down to the crunch, and the Bombers were there and they had it at the right time. Realistically, if we'd have kicked a quarter of the ones that we missed, we would have won that game, and comfortably. So, I just disagree with you a little bit on that one, mate. But to me, besides the goal kicking, because that's always been our problem this year. Last game, we looked bloody good. Like, we don't have a forward line problem anymore. But it was just that same old thing of our midfield struggles to get clearances. They go missing for extended periods of time. Clarko gives them a rocket. They start winning it in the middle, and we get back on top. And it just did not happen this game whatsoever, in my opinion. Well,
Clarko touched on the inefficiency in front of goal. So, that was a big part of it. And rocket or not, you've got to execute. So you take that one on the chin for this game. And yes, Cozzy, good call, Brett. Cozzy was definitely a standout across the game. Some interest on, what do you do with Reeves and Reeves and Segs. But look, we'll get into that shortly. I think the big one for mine, Mitch had a really good, solid game again. I think he, as far as the criticism he's got in recent times, he's 36 disposals, 8 tackles, 10 scoring involvements.
And a goal.
Yeah, if you don't mind. And importantly for mine, 447 metres gained.
Much better.
I'd love to know this across the season. 29 pressure acts.
Oh,
I think that would have to be right up there for the league. I don't know. Actually, I haven't tracked that one, but a standout game for Tom Mitchell. So, definitely making a statement at this time of year, which is nice.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like his head's back in the game again. I mean, he had some off-field challenges, and there's an element of where he wasn't a very effective or effectual player there for us, and it's like he's got it back again. So I'm pleased with what I'm seeing from Tom Mitchell. Mind you, again, I'd love to see more clearances from that group.
One play you didn't mention, Matt, Breusty. Luke Breust turned back the clock. He looked really good. He looked sharp, and 3 goals, 1 and 5 tackles. That's a solid game from a forward.
Yeah, definitely. The third quarter, I think he and Cozzy both got their third, and Chad was good in the second as well. So just thought I'd try and cover it a little bit chronologically, but for a different take. But I love seeing Cozzy kicking some goals. Breusty, always welcome.
What was the take on Chad Wingard? Just felt like he was trying his harder, but he just wasn't producing. What were your take on it?
He missed a couple that he'd normally get. 1, 2, but 22 disposals, 8 contested, which is good for Chad because sometimes he's playing outside a bit more. 8 score involvements. So, sometimes I feel like he gets a little bit focused on calls that don't go his way, if I'm critical. And, so not his best game, but, he was...
He was sort of called out again, wasn't he, for sort of playing for the free kicks? There's a time to do it and time not to do it, and he just overdoes it too much, I think, and just needs to just make the obvious ones obvious, and that's it. Just get on with the game.
Don't most blokes in the twilight of their career start doing that? Look at LeBron.
I know a bloke called Lance Franklin that has done that for a long time. So yeah, but we still love him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all right. Now, fellas, I don't know. Again, I'm gonna probably not agree with you on some of these things. I honestly think that our game style, our plan, our endeavour was solid. They're all big ticks for me. It was, you could pick out some individuals. Maybe Segs was a bit off, and our mid. So it's really, to me, it was just purely goal kicking and clearances, which we really struggled on. And you improve one of those things, we would have won that game.
I don't think that wasn't any of our points, Brad. But yeah, I like the way you delivered it. So yeah.
So Brad, we've got two young kids in the team. We've got Bramble and Newcomb. Newcomb coming off quite a good first game effort. Didn't quite live up to that reputation that he set the bar.
His endeavour was incredible,
and he didn't quite match it. But maybe just having two of those kids in at the same time, did that hurt us a little bit? And you got Warple out the midfield. How do you feel? Like, do you think that was the difference?
I think for any new young player, they're always told to play a role. And they're not I think they lose a lot of their flair and what it is that they do really well, because they're just so fixated on playing the role. And I think that's where Jai's at right now, is that it's his second game. And he played his role incredibly last week and the week before against Sydney. And this week he's got to play his role again. And it's like there just wasn't as many opportunities for him. But man, the guy reminded me of a 6 foot tall Paul Puopolo. The way he ran and hustled and chased everything was just a delight to watch.
Yeah, well, he's got 6 disposals this week. So look, it's early days. You cut him some slack. So probably one that we've got an elevated expectation on is Will Day, and there's going to be much love, and maybe this won't be heard in the right light, but like with 18 touches, he was on Jake Stringer for a good part of the day. And so the goal at halftime, that was caused by Day not impacting the contest, and he left Stringer free, and that's, he's kicked that amazing goal later on. That was when Day was not playing goal side of him at a ball up. So maybe that's the game plan for Day, to be attacking. So I might be calling that wrong. There's a lot of respect for Day, and he's still got his 373 metres gained. So it's an interesting one. We're understanding these kids that are coming through and being developed. But Will Day, again, it's
probably the first time he's had a player review and he's actually made a mistake. So that's all right.
Yeah, I can't fault Will Day. I think he did well.
All right. So, look, I've got the rose-coloured glasses on too most of the time. Mate. But, look, I'll just call and, we've got some astute Hawks eyes on the games, and we've got high expectations. So, look, we're going to get there.
Dare I say, Stringer actually was the recipient of some slightly overrated umpiring calls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just going to throw that out there. The crowd was.
Look, we won't go there. He's playing for his family and all of that. We've heard that post the game. So good on him. But
Stringer played a good game, but I feel like the commentators hyped it up more because some decisions went his way. That's all. And he maybe did one or two exceptional things. And then
he doesn't
after
have his normal outlets. He's gone 21 years in Collingwood, and put him behind the microphone right now. He needs something to get excited about. So
Eddie was ballistic. I'm sorry.
Look, when you got Stringer running through, you got 3 guys hanging off him, and he still gets a disposal off. That's not bad. I'll give it to him. He had a good game.
Very rare.
No one could stop him. You just send someone to him and shut him down, and we didn't do it.
True. True. And one of our typical shutdown players who I think probably didn't perform as well as Liam Shiels. Bit disappointing.
I think you missed a lot with him.
His season's down the whole. He's played one or two decent games, and the rest have just been average. And again, it's expectations, and I think we expect more of him. So, yeah, I don't know.
Is it fair to expect more of him?
Well, he's had a dozen disposals and 4 tackles, and 92% efficiency.
Again, it comes down to what his role is in the team, and we don't know.
Shutdown role. He was playing shutdown role.
I think he was on merit, and
he was.
That was the part we probably wanting a little bit more out of him. But when does the performing? If Burgoyne later in his career getting less disposal, Croft, we've seen others come and go. So yeah, that's harsh.
It is harsh.
Look, we've all got our own opinions, so they're all welcome here, fans. Give us your thoughts and your big questions from the game.
So one of the harshest critics is Brad on Tim O'Brien. How did you rate Tim O'Brien's game, Brad?
Below average.
Really? I thought he wasn't bad.
No, he took 1 mark.
He might have dropped a sitter or an easy mark.
So his average is.
I thought his game wasn't too bad overall.
Look, it's. I feel like a broken record, right? But I'm going to say it again. If Tim O'Brien could hold half the marks that he goes for, he would be in the top 10 of the best players in the AFL. Unfortunately, he only holds somewhere in the ballpark of 8% of his marks that he goes for.
I had to laugh at this one. That's a cracker. Thanks, Tom. I got to laugh at it.
No, well, look, we'll take that seriously. But look, it's you just trying to have a little bit of light banter here. I think you're misunderstanding his role, Brad. And look, he's your he's the fellow you load up on. I think he's still playing his role.
Guys,
but he's going to have a lot of pressure on him with Callow.
I reject that. I reject that.
You can, but with Callow and Jekka coming through, there's going to be a lot of pressure on his role. So
I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to jump in here on Callow. Looked all right on the weekend, but the thing that stood out to me about him, because I watched half a Box Hills game, a bit more than that, he's a freight train. He's an absolute tank, but he's lacking agility. So
interesting.
It's like, can you make it at the top level not having that agility?
Well, we have another player like that now. So
whether he might be restricted to the forward 50 more so, but Jekka is, similar height and maybe not quite as big and strong.
Lewis.
Mitch similar,
Lewis has no agility.
But I think Jekka's really agile, and I can see him sort of coming into the team a bit earlier than Callow.
All right, so sorry, I've got to pick this up. James Gutterson, Eddie's happy because Clarko heading to Pies. So, James, if I could delete you from our page right now, I would, because those words should not be uttered. That's disgusting. I can't believe that you even said that or suggested that. That's wrong. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
He rads off down the rabbit warren. So look, I'm going to bring it back up a bit here. Let's look. Denver was suggested just then. He's had a crack at Box Hill on the weekend and he copped an elbow, copped a little bit of claret. He was slow to warm up in the second half, finding his form after a little bit of time out. But I think, look, there's a good chance we'll see Denver this season as well. So as another tall option, does that free up a Tim O'Brien, in a different way or other big tools? So let's see how the season goes on. I actually like Ned Reeves as a marking option for us too when he's playing. So no one can get up that high. So what did against Mumford this week?
I wish I had the highlight to put up, but Ned Reeves took a bit of a screamer on the weekend. Well, it wasn't, on the shoulders, but he got up on a bloke's back and took a nice mark.
I'm sorry, if Mummy is playing against Ned Reeves, he will absolutely ragdoll the man. So
I don't know. Yeah, you underestimate Reeves. He's put on the weight, so it's not saying he's going to win everything. It's a use of the body, but it's look, he'll try and eat him before he ragdolls him. So don't worry. It's
No, mate. I'm sorry. It's old school versus old school, in my opinion. Put our big boy up against him. Big boy will handle his own against Mummy. No worries at all. But I can't imagine him going up against Ned Reeves at the moment.
Yeah,
just can't see it.
He's meant to be back available, Ash. But yeah, good sporting there. So, do you want to look at some of the injuries there, Chris? What's happening there? We're looking all right, aren't we?
Actually, before we get into the injuries, fellas, I just want to say to all the viewers, if you have not subscribed to us yet on YouTube, please take a minute. We're looking to get our YouTube subscriptions up. We're not switching off the Facebook stream, but we do want to start to get more viewership on YouTube. And the more you follow us on there, the more it helps the show. So we'd appreciate your subscription if you can.
Well, we've got a little bit of a promo though. If we can hit 400 subscriptions, we're at 361. If we can hit 400 by 30th of June, then we're dropping the Campbell Brown interview. If we hit 500, it's Jordan Lewis. So
awesome.
There we go. And we've got something. There's a bit of celebrity connections. So we're talking Hawks in the background.
Oh well, Matt, we're the largest on the planet. So
I'm talking about other celebrities outside of our own little lunchbox. I think one Mr. Celebrity Apprentice participant might be willing to get back on the show with the boys and the fans.
He ran on the weekend. He had a game.
Well, this is mysterious. Who's this?
Joshy Gibson. So, yeah.
I thought you were talking about Ackermanis. I'm like, we're getting Acker?
We might be able to get Acker, but yeah, let us know, fans. Is there love for Gibbo to come back on? It was very weird, though. He plays up, it's Ballarat, isn't it?
Ballarat.
Plays for the Swans, and it
looks weird in red and white, doesn't it? Yeah, red and white stripes.
It doesn't match his color palette.
You think he would have taken that into the negotiations with his management?
No, he's got summer colouring going on. It's red and white's very much a winter.
You're a man of
throw that
Brad.
one up there.
Wouldn't tell tonight.
Brooksby's been playing all right in the ruck in the VFL this season. He would be one who could potentially take Mummy on. Whether they give him the Guernsey this week or not, I don't know.
Okay, I'm not scared about for Reeves. Like one of the supporters during the week put that out there. Thinking of Reeves, but no, we'll just back the young fella in. It's a lesson.
Oh, what a baptism of fire it would be playing against Mummy.
Yeah,
I think Mummy would lick his lips at the opportunity to take on a kid and just give him a hard time.
Ragdoll him. Yeah. Oh, it'd be amazing for him. You cannot look. This is my son's 15, right? And he hits the weights and he's nice and strong and all that sort of thing. And he takes it. He's got a little bit of a peacock chest going on. But I always say to him, mate, as strong as you may be and as much as you may be able to bench press or squat, you can never beat man's strength. And Mummy's just got this man strength that you just don't get until you're in your late 20s, early 30s. And Mummy's got it in spades. Does that make sense?
It's the timing of the jump, though. No, around the ground, but centre ball ups, that mark that they showed Reeves on the weekend at Box Hill, you get the air time. If he gets a clearance, there's no way. Mummy's going to be touching his elbow. Like that's
experience beats skill every time, Matt.
All right,
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree on this one. Like there'll be a learning.
I've got Jarv here asking a question. Is Tim O'Brien allowed to wear gloves like Travis Cloak, or did they get banned? So
that's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Jarv,
you
as far as I'm aware, players are still allowed to wear gloves, but they need to be approved by the AFL. Like, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, that is the case. So,
mate, that could be the answer. Could you imagine if he started wearing gloves and started holding them? Well, and I refute what you guys say. I am not anti Tim O'Brien. I love the guy. I want him
to don't appreciate his role. Well, that's good. That's good.
Want him to hold his marks. That's all I'm saying.
That'd be nice. Look, and it was Harrison Jones, though, for mine. It was the young bomber that was taking all of those beautiful grabs. I'm like, yeah, give us another kid like that. If Hawks are going to end up down the bottom of the ladder, draft picks, here we come. it's one thing that softens the blow of a loss, doesn't it? When
it would be nice.
We're looking to top up.
So while we're still on the ruckman, we've got Flynn. Flynn's GWS's other big ruckman. He's quite a big boy, so I think we do need someone capable of handling the big boys.
Yeah. Look, it's Fred's. If you're watching the show afterwards, you don't get to see all the comments when you're live. But I have to give Fred a little mention there.
Who's Sausage Boy?
That'd be Mumford. Anyway,
I think
what
he holds
was the record?
Is there a hidden connotation with that statement? Or?
No, he's
Okay.
down
He
something
just
like
likes to down a
20-something.
few.
20-something sausages one time. So
Okay. We've all been there, fellas. So yeah,
that was his warm up for one game. I don't know who was playing. No.
All right. So we've just rambled for 5 minutes. Injury report. Harry Morrison.
Hang on. Hey, if you love the ramble, hit the love button, the love heart, or the like button for us. If you love the ramble.
If you like Brad, stirring Chris up like that, go for it.
All right. Over to you, Chris.
Harry Morrison is back in his running program. Apparently, the position of his hamstring injury is the issue. So he's still 5 to 6 weeks away, apparently. So that's the biggest concern besides Gunston. Gunston's improving, apparently, but it's a week-by-week thing. Apparently, we're going to know more next week. So he's making steady progress, but I'm not liking what I'm hearing. On the positive, Mitch Lewis will be a test, likely to be available, I would imagine. And Seamus Mitchell, 1 week away. So that's exciting news for us because we took him with our second pick. And I think he's a little excitement machine. So happy to get some speed into the team. And, looking forward to seeing him. But although we've got Saunders sitting in the background having quite a good season, although he's only average on the weekend with Box Hill, but I'm looking forward to seeing Saunders have a debut soon.
Fellas, can you imagine the difference the game would have been this last weekend, if either one of Gunston or Sicily had been in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, next year we've got that to look forward to. Yeah. Well, look, meantime, Box Hill, just a quick couple. Ollie's had 28 posies, so he's putting the hand up.
Game, yep.
Which is nice, and Brett is right onto it. I was going to touch on this, but you're there now. So we like the MCG against the Giants.
Brett, I hate that you've put that out there, mate. Now you put the Moz on it. Thanks a lot, Brett.
You are the master of Moz, Brad. Scared to go to grand finals, but look, if the Hawks get back there, I won't be buying you a ticket because you're. Yeah,
I am the Moz.
You're a good friend.
You've bought into my Moz, mate. So thank you for
it's all in your own head, mate.
Bias.
It's all in your head. So I think we've got likely outs and ins for mine. There's a few putting the hand up at Box Hill, but so Ollie being one, Warple available. Surely he's straight back in.
You would think so, yep. Which probably makes way for either Bramble or Newcomb, at a guess.
And Hardigan as well for mine's a pretty firm, likely in.
And that's probably one other that I should mention. If Warple were playing as well, I think he would have made a difference in the game too. So we sorely missed him in the midfield, and that showed with the lack of clearances that we got, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm usually right.
It's not talking about ins and outs, but on a positive
very
note,
humble too.
Finn McGuinness probably played his best game for Box Hill on the weekend too. So
about time, Finn.
About time. Okay. Who is your out? If we're bringing Hardigan in, Matt, who's your out?
Hardigan's my out.
You're not giving him a spot.
Hold on, you can answer this too, Brad. Who's coming in? So who's going out for Hardigan if he's in?
Tim O'Brien.
Yeah, actually, I could say that. Yep.
Yeah, because our back line performed bloody well, with the exception of Will Day on stringer. But you're not going to drop Will Day, so I can't. That's still our saving grace is our back line, in my opinion. So if we have to bring Hardigan in, which I don't like the idea of, to be honest. then Tim O'Brien goes out for me.
I think, and it's interesting, the game plan, some games we are dashing and we're trying to advance the ball by foot and hand. By leg speed and hand. So it's almost like there's two game plans we see here. So depending against the Giants, whatever we've been doing, because we've been beating them, I can't recall the last game well enough to actually comment there, but it's definitely worth us in terms of personnel that you're putting on. Do you need the runners? Cool. That might be a Hanrahan coming in. I'll tell you what, Moore is a bloody good runner as well. Wouldn't mind seeing him getting a crack if they're willing through the midfield. Maybe chuck balls up forward.
I wouldn't change our game plan at all. We should have won. We should have won. We just need to tweak a few things.
Like you said, I agree. There seems to be a bit of a mix between moving the ball quickly and slowing it down and controlling it, a possession game. So it's hard to know what they're being told to do, because it does clearly seem that way. There's times where we're moving it quick. I don't know if it's from a turnover or what, but when we are slow moving the ball, we seem to struggle to get it down the ground. It's frustrating.
There's a few that disagree with Hardigan coming in, but it's interesting. I think he handles that big.
They just agree with you, Matt. No, he doesn't. There's
a mixture in the comments here. That's all I'm highlighting.
How many brutes are there? How many brutes are there in the game?
There's half a dozen, 8. That's about it.
I don't even think there's that many, right? I mean, Buddy's a brute, but you wouldn't put Hardigan on Buddy. You put sorry, what's his name?
It's not often I agree with you, Brad, but you're probably right, actually.
Frost, right? You put Frosty on him, and he did a bloody good job, Frosty. Yep. And there's Kennedy. He's a brute. So, yep. But even then, I think Frost could handle him. And then you've got Pretty Boy from Geelong. So, he's a brute. But the brute is dying in today's game. And Hardigan's probably the right age, because by the time he retires, all the other brutes will probably retire as well.
Did you want to talk about that one, Matt?
Oh, there you go. No. Ash is agreeing. So
so Hartley played at Box Hill on the weekend, just average. He's been solid when he's came into the team for us. So I do like his kicking. His kicking's elite for me. But yeah.
Yeah, not everyone's got a 70-metre leg on them, but it's so matchups wise, that might be the option. Then it might not be a Hardigan. You might bring Hart in. So
who's GWS's full forward?
Well, he's the man, Toby Green. Virtually, he's not super tall, but he's probably leading the goal kicking at a guess. Scott's super dangerous. So if you want to stop one man at GWS, I'm tipping Toby Green's right at the top of the list. So
who do we put on Toby Green, fellas?
Hold on. Scott Williams here with his mask on. He's taking him out before the game. So don't worry. Toby's not playing.
That's true. I think he's suspended, isn't he?
He played on the weekend, I believe. So, I didn't hear anything.
It was there. All right, fans, over to you on this one.
You can find all the latest detail here on Talking Hawks.
So, I watched Toby Green because I watched Toby Green launch the barrel. Toby Green launched the barrel from about 60, 65 out and talked the goal. So
I'd have MP on Toby Green.
I don't know.
If he is playing.
I don't know. Hardwick would be pretty good on him. I feel
Burgoyne.
Like he would fit, but as far as reducing his impact, Hardwick, because I love how much he.
Well, good call, Greg.
Yeah. I didn't read that comment, but yeah, I agree with you, Greg. Good call.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you. So it's a collective mind here. We like the ball. All right.
Here we go. Frosty on Toby Green. Maybe if he's causing problems, I think Frosty's better. Like both he and Hardwick can play tall and they've got the speed, but I think Frosty's just got to have a few extra inches and maybe a bit more strength than Dimmer for some opponents. So I'd probably have Dimmer on Toby Green, although you just cop the odd arm wrestle. They're both strong fellas.
Yeah, I like that. I like it. I don't know who GWS's big man is. So
Finlayson's probably one of them. Who's the other one? No,
Yeah, I can't see Hardigan coming in.
Interesting.
I just can't.
But you might be right.
It was Finlayson that carved us up last time, so he's tall, but just not the brute. So, we will
Frosty.
see. Yeah,
So talking about
Frosty
ins
is
and
shutting
out,
down.
talking about ins and out, Mitch Lewis has played most of the season out due to the concussion rules. Mitch Lewis back in or not?
Well, does he straighten us up a little bit in front of goal?
Possibly.
He
would if he could mark it.
Tim O'Brien, mate. He does.
The boys are all over it.
All right.
I think he actually would be one to look at for Tim O'Brien. But you might swing Tim down back if maybe to give a hand as a third man up. If Finlayson gives us some grief again, he kicked 4 goals last time. So Cameron kicked 2 last time, but he's not there. So that's all right. Himmelberg was the other one, the other big fella for them. He kicked 4 last time too. So a few assignments to work out, but I'm quietly optimistic. I think we're a chance. I reckon there was a lot of Bombers fans that would have been pretty nervous watching on the weekend. I think there'll be a few Giants fans the same.
We outplayed the Bombers. They just kicked straighter. That's it. It's I think the fundamentals of our game are good, and there's a few things we've got to tweak. So I don't know. I don't know where we sit against GWS. It could go either way, in my mind. I think we could win, and I don't mean to sit on the fence. So I'd like to think we could win it. What do you boys think?
Before we've got one more thing on Denver just coming up that I'm going to share. But look, fans, pop it in the comments for tuning in afterwards. Let us know who you think will win by how much. We like to have the head wobble when you nail it. So I'm going to give I'm going to get the Hawks by a short 7 points over the line.
Close one.
All right. Did tip us Hawthorn last week, but have to stick with them. Only because it's at home. If it was up there, I think we might have been struggling. I'm going to go Hawks by 15 points.
Brad?
How much did you say, Matt?
7 Hawks.
7, 15.
7 points.
All right. Geez, I can't. This is so hard. We've never lost to them at the MCG ever. And that does count for something. My heart says the Hawks. My head says that we'll lose. So I'm going to go the Hawks by 23.
There we go. We got Razor umpiring, so Tom's got a sort of
shit!
there.
I'll reverse that now.
No.
And GWS is sitting 9th on the ladder, pushing for the 8th. So this is a game that they would have penciled in for a win. So
is
Essendon when we played them.
True.
A few interesting matchups and perhaps things to watch from the fans here. Thanks, Hayeks. That will be a blinder to watch, actually, assuming they're both in. And someone, who was it? Here we go. Liking Finlayson, Nigel. So we'll start to look forward shortly at potential trade and draft considerations that we should have. So keep us posted with your thoughts, or drop them in the comments box for us.
Scotty's keen. He must be taking Toby Green.
There we go.
Love to see that, mate. Love to see it.
Masked man. All right. There we go. There's lots of matchup things coming through. But, for those that have helped us sponsor Denver Grainger-Barras this year, thank you. We've had to wait a little bit of time just to get a few things clear. But we'll be getting some news out to you shortly with the fixturing a little bit more settled for the rest of the season. Those of you that have helped put your hand in your pocket and help sponsor him, and Talking Hawks sponsor him, there's going to be a lounge pass that we will pick a rabbit out of the hat, and one of you will get to go to the game and be involved.
But we'll pick a name out of the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the details will come through. So
our viewers aren't rabbits, man.
Well, look, you work your magic, Brad. So, no, look, it's you need to work some magic on that beard, fella.
I think you've mixed up your analogies, but yeah, it's all right. We'll work it out. One of you wonderful viewers will be selected to get that pass.
And there's a few more things. Yeah, look, it'd be great to see Denver out there and some of these young kids coming through. So, any parting thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, Denver, talking about Denver, he played a pretty solid game on the weekend. Like I said, he was a bit slow out the blocks, but the second half, he really got into the game. Quite a few intercept marks, quite a few spoils, which was one of the contests where he got the knock to the head.
Yep.
Had to come off and got taped up around the head. Looked like Ben McAvoy.
He's got a different shaped head to Macca, I'll tell you. Anyway.
But that was good. It was exciting to see him out in the park, and we're really excited to seeing him make his debut some stage, hopefully this year.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, my final thoughts are midfield clearances. I want to see a change there, and hopefully we can kick straight this week.
Well, what's the move? What's the midfield clearances? What gives us that, Brad, for you?
Bring back Warple. Bring back Warple.
That's the key.
Yeah, it's got to be. So, to me, it's I don't know. It should be Tom Mitchell, but
I'd like to see a bit more of Burgoyne, centre clearance specialist,
roll through the middle.
He knows how to play that midfield role, and I think he'd have more impact on the game. Just
anytime
every
Burgers,
second or third bounce, just go into the middle and then go back to the back line or go forward.
Anytime Burgers is rolling through the middle, I feel like putting on Nirvana or Pearl Jam because it just takes me back. Just takes me back to the good old days of how things used to be. So I'd love to see that again.
Yep, brilliant. All right, fans. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We will wrap it up, and I think what have we got? It's Sunday, 1:10. Get to the G, get around the boys, make some noise, show the Tasmanian supporters how Victorians make noise. Let's get to the ground. And there we go, raining all day. Well, if you're committed and passionate, get there with you. Whatever.
We'll be trying to get there.
Bring your umbrella. All righty, we'll leave you to it, and you're not allowed to take umbrellas. We'll catch you maybe at the game. All right, fans. Catch you later.
Thanks, fellas.
Cheers, guys.
Go Hawks.